Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I am on my way to our marriage counseling session. Alex is meeting me there from work. I just took a shower with all of my Lush products and I threw on the exact same outfit that I had on last night. But it wasn't dirty, so it is what it is. Then after marriage counseling, I'm going to pick up Tanya and we're going to our meeting tonight. I was so excited. I used all of my Lush products and I used the Kiehl's face wash, which I actually really, really liked. You guys, it is 90 degrees outside. I have to turn the air on. I know it's hard for you guys to hear. I'm sorry, but I have to. And then I used the Twilight body spray, which I really like. And then afterwards, after the body spray, I let it sit for a second and then I put on my Creed cologne. I had a sample from a long time ago of Dirty by Lush. And because I liked the other hair products so much, I thought, well, I'll try this one. I don't love it, but like my hair's still kind of wet, so we'll see what happens when it dries out. Yeah, so that's about the size of my life today. I didn't do a whole lot. I went in and I wrote for a little bit, and then I ran errands, talked on the phone, got coffee at Starbucks, and let's see what else. Posted my videos. Well, actually, I came home then and made my Peterisms video, and because I had already recorded the other one, which was a haul for me. I recorded it yesterday. My Peterisms video, which is about, I read part of my mom's journal entries, and it was talking about trusting the journey of your life. And then the second thing that I did was I did like a kind of like a where are we at now with Peter's Book Club, and that's the second video. It's rendering. The Peterisms video is actually going up on the channel right now, so I don't know when it will be done. Probably before I go to the meeting. When I go over to Tanya's house, I'll probably finish it. So, whew, and that's about it. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a day part to all of this, and I will be back later today. I want to like splice in some other pieces, so I hope it won't be, I'll be 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, hey guys, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I'll be back in a little while. Oh my God, I'm so upset. I just was leaving our counseling appointment and Alex was in the car next to me, and I filmed him. I turned the camera on. I said, say hi to the vlog. He was like, hey. And yeah, and then I didn't even have the camera on, so whatever. But we left the counseling session. I'm kind of liking this hair product that I use from Lush. I may go in there and get more, just a reason to go see my girls that work at Lush that are so sweet to me. But that butter stick that I got from Kiehl's, honestly, like I'm also kind of living for it. It is one of the nicest chapsticks. I'll show you. Here, I have it in my pocket. There's my husband, 2 cars up there. It's this. And it's the Butter Stick Lip Treatment Untinted by Kiehl's. It was $19.50. I think that's pricey as hell for a lip balm, but I really like it. Do you ever see people and you're like, I think I know that person, but then there's like no way they could possibly be that person, because that I thought was Tanya's son's girlfriend, but they live in Florida. So anyway, Alex is going home to eat dinner and take the dogs out, and I'm going to pick up Tanya, Miss Tanya, for a meeting. Our counseling session was very, very interesting tonight. It went into a topic that we've never talked about. I mean, we have talked about it, but not in the way that we talked about it tonight. It was just really interesting. Somehow we got on the topic about, like, me feeling like there are things that I am not part of Alex's life, because, like, as a person in recovery, I can't. There was a Jeep Wrangler in front of me. I'm not even lying to you. A blue Jeep Wrangler, exactly how I want it. People always say that when I turn the camera around, you can't see it. There it is, right? Here, I'll show you. I'm seeing Jeep Wranglers everywhere because that's going to be my next car. I hope. If I put it out there in the universe, maybe somebody will gift me it because I can't afford it right now. But we talked about things that I don't feel like I can be part of because of Alex, you know, my recovery in Alex's life. I was like, you know, I can't come home and have a glass of wine with you or have a glass of wine with you at dinner. I can't have a beer with you on the back porch. And I don't even want to. Like, those aren't even things that I want to do. But, like, I do feel like, you know, that those are things that couples get to do that I feel left out of, even though I know that there are a lot of couples that aren't in recovery and they're not alcoholics that don't drink. So, I mean, and people are like, you know, well, you could have, you know, like a root beer or whatever. Sure, I could. Or a fun, like, you know, lemonade. I understand that. I've done it for 23 and a half years. I totally get it, right? But it's not about the fact that I could do those things. It's about the fact that I can't, because, I mean, I could if I wanted to and bust my sobriety, but I'm not going to ruin my sobriety over having a beer with my husband. But you know what I mean? Like, and because of that, it makes me feel almost to some degree, and like, and he looked at me tonight. He's like, if you don't want me to drink, like, I don't have to drink. And I was like, I understand that, Alex. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is that I just, like, that's a part of your life that I feel like I can't experience with you. And so we were talking about, because of that, it's very important that Alex and I do a lot of things that are exclusively just for us. Like, oh, the lighting is so bad in here. That we, like, travel together to places that, like, just the two of us, you know? Or that we, like, try new restaurants, just the two of us. Or, you know, that we have experiences together, you know, obviously outside of intimate, you know, physically intimate experiences, but that we have experiences together, like with traveling and other things that are exclusive to just he and I, so that I feel like we really share. Does that make sense? So, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think I might even, you know, bring it up as a topic in the meeting tonight, because it's like, I don't feel like it's something that people in recovery talk a whole lot about, like feeling like, you know, it's great, we get sober and we have these sober lives, and, you know, but to some degree, I feel like, I guess I can only speak for myself, but like I have to like overcompensate, you know, like when people are sitting around talking about like, oh, you know, like, I don't know, I get treated like a prude a lot, or I get treated like this kind of like innocent person that wouldn't understand like binge drinking and whatever. And I don't do this as much now because I just don't even really care what people think, you know, which is why, like, it was funny when people were saying, oh, Peter relapsed, which I think is like the most disgusting rumor to ever spread about another human being ever. But when that, I just don't even care. I think it's disgusting, but I don't really care because, you know, I know that I'm sober, and I do it for me. I don't do it for anybody else, you know? And, but, you know, what's interesting about that is, like, I don't feel like we talk enough about that. It's like you get sober and, you know, like you hang out with people that are sober and it's great. And people see that as a strength. But a lot of times I'm around a lot of people and they'll be like, oh, you don't drink. Like, not even a beer, not even a glass of wine. And then I'm like, oh, I used to. And, you know, I don't have a problem, you know, saying I'm an alcoholic and an addict. I say it all day long, so I don't have a problem saying it. And people are like, oh, really? Was it that bad for you? And I'm like, yeah, it was pretty bad. And I don't know, it's like a lot of times when people are like telling stories and stuff, it's like I feel like, oh shit, oh my god, my water bottle just spilled all over my pants. I have khaki shorts on, you guys, legit, look at this, so disgusting. I cannot believe this just happened to me. Ugh. Should I even show you, or am I that embarrassed? Like, can you see? Look at that. Well, you got to see my fat too, so. But anyway, like, sometimes people treat me like, you know, like, not that I'm this person that has, like, really lived in hell and made it out, but people treat me a lot of times like somebody that has never drank, ever, and you know what I mean? I'm like, let me tell you a story of that. But, you know, now I don't feel the necessity to do that anymore. If people want to treat me that way, I'm just like, that's cool, you know? At least you respect the fact that I don't drink, which I guess is all that I'm asking for, you know, in life, but I can't believe I did that. So it was a good conversation. You know, it's interesting because I was thinking about this tonight, like, my first, like, long-term boyfriend after sobriety, like, he drank. And, like, people always are like, oh, your husband, like, in the comments of the videos, people are like, oh, your husband drinks. Like, do you have a problem with that? I mean, I've been sober so long, no. But, like, my first boyfriend that I, like, long-term boyfriend, we were together almost, well, we were together 5.5 years, almost 5.5 or 5 years, I can't remember. But anyway, we started dating the year after I got sober. And I'm sure that's Tanya on my phone, but I can't look. So, he drank, and, like, not in our house or our apartment, but, like, he drank, and it didn't really ever bother me. But, like, if it was gonna bother me, that would have been the relationship that it would have bothered me. My second boyfriend, my ex, never once drank in our entire relationship. Never once. Never, I mean, we never went. I think one time we went out at the beginning of our relationship, and he had a drink, and, I just was like, I don't like it, or whatever, and, I think he, like, had a couple drinks and got kind of foolish or something. I was just like, I just don't like this, and, he never once drank, and what was interesting about that was that, like, after we broke up, he started drinking, like, real heavy, like, all the time drinking. I don't know if he drinks today or not, I have no clue. The only reason I knew that was because every picture he would post on Facebook was about them drinking, or about him and his friends drinking, or his new boyfriend. And, so, like, I mean, it was a conscious decision that Alex and I talked about when we first got together, you know, and, I think that's important with any person that's in recovery, that, you know, you have a conversation with your partner about, I have to park, what the rules, and the boundaries are to the drinking in the relationship. I mean, my rule number one is absolutely no drugs whatsoever. I don't do that. Not even, I know people have, Tanya, ETA. I know that, like, a lot of people smoke pot and do it, have your ganj, but not even pot in my relationship. And that's just my rule. That's how I feel about it, you know, and somebody else can have a different rule in their relationship, but that's my thing. And when Alex and I got together, he had used a little bit, not really, but, like, when he was in college, he had tried, you know, pot, and I think, like, maybe ecstasy one time or something, or I don't know, cocaine once or something. And he was like, he thought drugs were disgusting, and he actually really had a hard time hearing a lot of my drug stories when we first got started. Like, when I told him that I smoked crack and had used cocaine pretty regularly for the last, like, he didn't want to hear it. Like, he was like, I don't want to hear these stories. He was like, I think it's disgusting. He was like, I have a really hard time with the whole drug culture, and he does. Like, that's the one thing that we really bind over, or, you know, bind, is that the word I'm looking for, or bound by? Like, our feeling, I mean, you know, I feel bad for the still suffering alcoholic and addict, but, like, I don't understand grown adults, and if you're one of these people, have at your business, but I don't understand grown adults that are, you know, whatever, professional, and they sit around and then they go bump cocaine on weekends at a bar. Like, I don't get that. Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. So, yeah. It was a good conversation, and Alex and I have always talked, little pun, we don't do that, we don't toke. Alex and I have always talked openly about our sobriety, or about my sobriety, and, you know, and I said this the other night, and I say it in here, like, and he speaks the language of recovery kind of today with that, you know, like, as far as taking responsibility and making amends and that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, of all three of them that I've dated since I've been sober, he's the one that I think has taken it the most serious, and is the proudest of my sobriety. He tells everybody, you know, like, oh, Peter's sober, Peter's sober. I mean, he always makes sure that, like, if we go somewhere that they have, like, soda or juice or something, you know, if I'm in a, like, if we're going somewhere and he'll be like, you know, like, if I'm in a bad mood, he'll be like, are you gonna care if I drink tonight? And if I say yes, which I don't often, but I have a couple times, and I'll be like, you know, not tonight, and he'll be like, okay, and no questions asked. So, I think it's important for people in recovery to have those conversations. Tanya Jean is sitting outside already waiting for me. Should we put her up in the video for a couple minutes? Oh, she looks so pretty. I can see her from far away. Use your horn. I love to use my horn. I don't think she wants to be on camera tonight, so I'm gonna... I just said I don't think you want to be on camera tonight.
I got you.
You want to say hi real quick? Oh, you smell good. Huh?
Hey.
Do you want to go get something to drink? You want to get a Starbucks? Okay.
Please.
So Tanya's gonna say hey. We gotta catch up. I gotta hear about her day and what her day was like. So say goodbye. You look so pretty.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, I'm on my way home. Look at my hair all pushed back because it was windy. I just dropped Tanya off and I got her a fountain pop because she wanted me to get her a fountain pop. So I got her a fountain pop. And then I asked Alex if he wanted anything, and so he wanted Taco Bell. So I'm gonna get a 7-layer burrito and a Diet Pepsi from Taco Bell. And then I'm gonna go home and eat it. And then I was gonna do a live stream. He wants a Mexican pizza meal with 2 extra tacos and a Pepsi. I was gonna do a live stream tonight, but I'm exhausted. I don't even know why. So I think I'm gonna eat and then lay down for an hour. My friend Valerie texted me and asked me if I wanted to meet her at the casino, but I'm like really not in the mood. I mean, I would love to see her, but I don't know that I want to drive all the way, and we always have a fun time though when we sit there and play, so. And she watches all of my vlogs. Hey, Valerie! What's up, Valerie? She won a lot of money one night, and she went right up into Saks, Fifth Avenue. She won, are you ready, like $14,000. And she went right up into Saks, and she bought those Gucci slides that are like the real different ones. They're really cute. Anyway, I might change my mind. We'll see. But first, I have to get the Taco Bell for Alex and for me. I haven't eaten anything today. I'm starving. Somebody left a comment on my video a while ago, and they're like, how's your diet going? And I said, fantastic. Thanks for asking. But I'm actually going to do the same thing that Alex did when we get back from our trip. So I'm going to be ordering that soon. What is this person doing? They're like stopped in the middle of the road. And guess what? It's a Jeep Wrangler. Why are you stopped in the middle of the road? So I'm going to start that as soon as I get back from our trip. And people ask me if I'm going to do a video talking about like how Alex lost all his weight. If you guys want that, I mean, we can talk about that. He talks about it to everybody all the time. So, all right, I'm going to pull through here, and then I will be back in just a little bit. They seem to be very confused by what is going on here at the Taco Bell. But we have our drinks already, so. Diet Pepsi. Do you know that if you go to Taco Bell, you can replace anything they have meat in with beans? Did you know that? I don't think she knows I'm talking to a camera. She looked at me like I was a freak. Oh, freak out. They're hiring right now. Competitive pays, flexible hours, scholarship opportunities. I wonder what that means, scholarship opportunities. This Taco Bell is open until 3 a.m. on the weekends. Do you know they got rid of the fries? I cannot believe they got rid of the fries. Those were the best. This chick looks so irritated with her job. They have kind of cute uniforms in there. She has like a plaid shirt on that says Taco Bell, and he has kind of like a workman's shirt on that has, I don't know, it's cute. I mean, it's better than a lot of the uniforms, and they have like trucker hats. It was so beautiful tonight. It is like 86 degrees. It says 86 degrees right now. It is so beautiful outside. And the sky was like pink and purple swirls. Looked like cotton candy. When I was a little kid, my dad used to say, because he was a sailor, red in the morning, sailors take warning. Red at night, sailors delight. That's how you know if it's going to be like storms or not. So if it's red in the morning, it means it's going to storm and you shouldn't take your boat out. But if it's red at night, that means sailors delight. It's going to be a perfect evening. Tonight would have been a perfect sailing evening, although it's kind of windy outside. I don't know if that's good for sailors or not good for sailors, though. Oh my God.
Here's your first bag, sir.
Oh, first bag, Lord, okay.
And there's your second one.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, they separated it by like what we got. It says Mexican pizza in there. Okay. Because the last time. Oh my God. Okay, 2 7-layer burritos, 4 tacos, Mexican pizza. Okay. I got 2 7-layer burritos. I just went the wrong way. Damn it. I'm like going into this stupid restaurant now. I actually brought the topic up in the meeting tonight, like I said I was thinking about doing. And it was interesting how many people did not relate to what I was saying about, you know, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, Tanya and I have like a couple good friends that have gone back out and started using again. And I was saying like, but there's a part of me that like, I don't want to drink. I don't want to use, you know, like that's not like, it doesn't even like cross my mind as like an option because I feel so grateful for the life that I have today. And I've been sober for so long that it's like, it's all I know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, like, I don't think we talk enough about long-term sobriety, which is, you know, they consider anybody 20 years and over an old timer is what they call it. And I don't think we talk enough about it, you know, like the reality that it can be lonely sometimes because you don't know as many people that are sober, you know, like people move, people have kids, people retire, people don't go to meetings as much, things like that. And so the people that you end up gravitating towards are the ones that are the newcomers that come in, you know, and it's just hard sometimes. And, you know, I was saying that like, and these are just my feelings. They're not facts, you know, but like, and feelings aren't facts. And I think it's something I have to remember. But I was saying that like, you know, I've been sober for so long that sometimes I think to myself like, but what if I'm not an alcoholic and an addict, you know? What if it was just because I was young and I was stupid, but I know that I drank and I use alcoholically and like an addict. I just did, you know? I don't even think that way, you know? Like, Alex can have a glass of wine and then be done drinking for the night, and I'm like, oh my God, like, why do you even have... I don't understand why you would even have just one glass of wine. Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever, because I didn't drink for the taste of alcohol or to have a glass of wine. I drank to get fucked up, you know? And, that's why anything that I did, whether it was, you know, some kind of pill or smoking weed or whatever, I did it like all day, every day, you know? And then I said, you know, like maybe to some degree, like my friends that have gone out, like, yeah, their lives are not like great. Like my one friend who within 6 months was divorced almost and living on her drug dealer's couch after 21 is sad. It's just like a really sad story. But you know, like now she's got a little house and she's posting pictures of, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's like she's still like a mess, but you hear these horror stories, you know, of people going back out, but it's like my friends that had long-term sobriety that went back out, it's like my one friend's like living her best life possible, you know, and I'm like, I don't know, there's so many rewards that come from being sober, but I think it's sometimes, you know, it's hard too when you see these people that you were, you know, ride or die with for 20 years, and then they go back out, and it's like they've forgotten you, and at the same time, it's like, you know, they're like living this best life, and they're drinking and using, they've got, you know, a beer in their hand or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, honest to God, sometimes I wonder what I would do without Tanya. Although, like, you know, I mean, I have, like, a plan for when we get a place in Florida, you know, that I want to, like, start going to a lot of meetings down there when we're, you know, visiting and stuff. And I want to meet people down there and, you know, get involved. And that way I have a support network set up before I even go down there regularly, if that makes sense. Because I think that's, you know, vital to my sobriety. And it was a great meeting tonight, though. Our meeting was funny. So I go to a meeting and it's like, I would say like 40... How many people are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say like 40 to 50 people. And then we all count off. And then they split up into 4 groups. And then there's a group, and there's a 5th group that's just for like the newcomers. That like 2 old timers go in there and they like lead. And so each group is like, you know, between like, how many people were in my group tonight? It was like me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 9 people in my group. And the stories were pretty funny tonight. I don't know why, but they just were, you know. And this one friend of mine was talking about his wife being an Al-Anon, and that, like, they went to like she went to like an Al-Anon convention, and he was talking about like, there's like a really bad accident up here, and she like was texting him and calling him, and she was telling him that like, he was like, well, what are you guys doing? And she was like, well, you know, we're gonna go out since we're out of town, and you know, we're thinking about like going out and having a drink, because we never do that together as a group. And so like they were texting over the course of an evening, and she goes, we're gonna go on a bar crawl, and they had gone on like to 3 different bars, and he was like, are you okay to like drive? And she was like, well, we're taking an Uber anyway. And she was real excited because she had never taken an Uber before. And then he was like, well, I just want to make sure that you're okay. And she's like not a drinker, like, you know, at all. And she said, and he goes, well, how much have you had to drink? And she said, I had a drink at the first bar, but I didn't finish it. And then I didn't drink at the second bar. Now we're at the 3rd bar, and I'm thinking about having a glass of wine. And he's like, I don't understand. Like, you're on a bar crawl, you know? Like, and this is how we think as alcoholics and addicts. It, like, makes no sense to us whatsoever, you know? If there was ever a pub crawl or a bar crawl, like, in my mind, like, I was getting fucked up. Like, that was it, you know? Like, I just don't understand that mentality. And so we were laughing, you know, because, like, you know, it's just like we think in a different way, and it's like you try to explain it to somebody and they just don't get it. They just don't get it, you know? Oh, God. And I'm grateful that they don't. I'm grateful that I have, you know, normal people in my life that aren't alcoholics and addicts, you know? I'm so grateful for my husband that he can drink 1 glass of wine. Tanya and I were talking about that when we left the meeting. It's like, you know, aren't you grateful? And she's like, I'm grateful that Eric can drink a beer and put it down. And I'm grateful that, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm grateful Alex can have a glass of wine and put it down because he doesn't have to have it, you know? And, but I don't know. You always kind of have that longing for, I wish I could just, I mean, I don't even want a fucking glass of red wine, okay? I mean, if I want to have a drink, I want a double Jack and Coke. It's been 23 years! If I was going to relapse, I would go straight into the closest dive bar and order a double Jack and Coke. And, you know, but like you sit there and like somebody gets like some foo-foo drink at a bar and you're like, oh, that looks kind of good, when you would never order it in a million years, you know? Or a glass of red wine. I never drank red wine, okay? I mean, if it didn't come in like a box, I wasn't drinking it. I was too broke all the time anyway. You know, and it's just like you sit there and it's like you fantasize about this bullshit that's not even real, you know? It's like, you wouldn't even, Peter, you wouldn't even want it. I mean, you would have such a hangover from drinking 3 bottles of the worst red wine in the entire world. Why are you even going there? And so it's so stupid, you know? It's like, I don't know. It's just funny. So we got talking about all this stuff that like we think, you know, as alcoholics and addicts, that normal people don't think. It just was funny tonight. It was good. And I got to see a lot of my friends, so that was good too. Well. All right, listen, I'm gonna get off here. I'm almost home, and then I will, I'm a cheerleader. And then I will be back in a little while for the last part of the vlog, because I've already vlogged like half the vlog already. So, who knows what I'll talk about. I'll be back. Bye. Hello. Alright, well, I am not probably going to vlog for a whole lot longer because I came home and totally crashed. I didn't even realize I was so tired. And there is my neighbor throwing up all the newspapers because it is currently like 4:30 in the morning. And I slept from like 10 to 15 until now, which apparently I must have needed. When I mean to tell you I crashed, I mean I crashed hard. I was having like the weirdest dreams. I was like dreaming that I was in college. It was really weird. I was like in this creative writing class, and we were like going over, it was like this class that I was in back in the day. And like I could even remember my like professor's name and everything, and which is weird because I think that like, well, I mean, obviously I think you dig into your subconscious sometimes, you know, when you are dreaming. But I don't know that I would have, like, if you had just asked me yesterday, like, what was your creative writing? Because I had the same creative writing, like, professor for, like, 3 years. I don't know that if you would have asked me yesterday, I could have remembered it. And that's not the teacher that I talk about, that when I say, like, I don't know if you guys have heard the story about, the professor that I, saw in Starbucks, that I made amends to, but that's something completely different. That was my Victorian literature professor. But anyway, it was like this really weird, like, dream, and like, we were like analyzing this story in class. It was like real deep. My dreams are really never that deep. I slept so hard. I'm dying for water, but I'm gonna like, I almost brought some water with me, but I think I'm just gonna vlog for a little bit and then get a huge bottle of water and go home. Alex woke up, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I have to go vlog. I was like, I totally crashed out. I need gas, I guess. And he was like, you're gonna be able to vlog the sunrise. I was like, yep. I guess I didn't end up going to the casino. Sorry, Valerie. I hope you won a lot of money. She'll watch this and then she'll text me and she'll be like, I didn't win. Or she'll say, I won $10,000, but thank you anyway. She's so funny. She like watches my vlogs and then like she'll text me and like I have like no point of reference because, you know, like I post my vlog, but like I film it the night before, right? So like whatever I'm talking about, I've talked about like, you know, 12 to 15 hours before. So like out of the blue, my friend Valerie will text me and she'll say like, congrats on winning last night. And I'm like, how did she know? Like, I'm so like, you know, or she'll say, like, glad you had fun, you know, doing this or whatever. And I'm like I don't connect at first, you know, and I'm like, how did she know? Like, it's the funniest thing. And then I'm like, oh yeah, like, she watches my vlogs. think it's so cute, and I appreciate it. I think it's sweet. She might be like my only friend that watches any of my videos. None of my friends watch my videos. My husband doesn't even watch my videos. They're like, which is great for me, because then it gives me total safety to say whatever I want to say, and I know that nobody in my life is going to watch it. No, that's not true. Tanya watches some of my videos. Alex watches some of them, but he doesn't, like, Alex would watch a vlog, or he would watch like a Peterisms video, but he would never watch like the other ones. And, I think my cousin's son watches my vlogs. People, it's like weird, like people in my real life watch my vlogs, which I think is crazy. Oh, I'll tell you, Tanya, the girls that work for Tanya's Kennel watch my videos. I was in there the other day, and this one girl, so Megan, so hey Megan, she was like, I go to sleep watching your videos because your voice is so soothing. I was like, oh my God. And, but it's funny to me. Like, Alex will say, like, he's like, I don't need to watch your videos. I spend so much time with you in real life. But I totally get it. You know what I mean? And it's hard because, like, my friends that are YouTubers, like, I don't watch every video that they put out. You know, like, I'm so busy that, like, if I do watch them, like, I will, like, I'll catch up watching a couple of them in a row, you know, or something like that. And, but not everybody either, you know, like, I'm trying to think of, well, right now I think that all of my friends that are, I don't have that many YouTuber friends, honestly, so, but like, YouTuber friends, I mean, like, I have like 2 or 3, I think I've watched every video that they've put out in the last couple weeks. I try to keep up, you know, like, and show support, also so I can ask questions, but, like, I typically am not, like, if they post it, I'm not, like, the first one to watch it, you know, I'll post it, like, 8 hours later. But the nice thing about that is, like, most people that do YouTube totally understand that, so, like, everybody's kind of busy doing their own thing, so it's, like, it's not expected, like, I don't call my friends and be like, have you watched my video, and it's been posted for 10 minutes, you know what I mean? To kind of get my feelings hurt if people wouldn't watch my videos, like in my real life. I don't get my feelings hurt anymore about it. And it's interesting too, like how like my stepmom, I didn't know that she watched my vlogs, and that kind of like just randomly came up at brunch the last time. That surprised me. So, you know, like, I don't know, it's nice to find out. The street is so pretty, kind of like at dusk, or what would you wouldn't call this dusk, what would you call this with the sun coming up? Dawn. Delta dawn, what's that flower you've got on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? Ooh. Peter, don't try out for choir. It's always interesting to me, who I find out, like, you know, like Melissa well, actually, it's funny because my friend Susan, I know, hey Susan, watches my vlogs. She listens to them, like, in the background at work. And, like, when I found that out, like, it so surprised me. I was like, I cannot believe, like, Susan, like, listens, but she listens to podcasts and stuff. So, I don't know, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me, you know? But, like, I don't get upset if people don't. Like, I understand that, like, you know, I post 4 videos on 4 different channels a day. I'm honestly putting out, like, an hour and 40 minutes of video content. I hate that word. A video a day of where I'm talking, you know? It's like, who the hell could keep up with that? And, well, you guys do, which I appreciate, so thank you. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect my friends and family to keep up with that. Like, it's not necessary. But I do know people, like, I've had people that, like, I've met through YouTube, and they'll be like, well, did you watch this video that I posted? I'm like, no, I haven't had a chance yet. And they get really upset about it. And I'm like, seriously, you're gonna get upset about this? Like, I think that's when you have to kind of, like, like, about whatever you do in life, you know, you have to, like, ask yourself, like, why you're doing it. And what, you know, like, last night, I came home from my meeting, and Alex, like, you know, he does these posts for the website, and so he went to the Snake Pit this weekend, and, like, Axel and Grosso and a couple other DJs were there and stuff. And so he was writing this post about it, and he put this video together. It was very cool, actually, of video footage, and then he put music to it, and, like, he was, like, really excited about it. Well, whether I was going to sit there and watch the clip or not, he was going to still be excited about the fact that he had figured out how to, like, sync music to it and stuff like that. And he was really excited about it. You know, he was, like, showing it to me. And, you know, we have to get excited for, I think, the people in our lives things. I think that's really important, you know, to, if we love them, we want to validate, you know, the things that they do. But that doesn't mean that we have to be, like... I remember when I was, like, writing my book, and, like, I wanted Alex to, like, read the chapters as I went, when Alex is not a reader anyway, you know? And he would be like, I just want to read the whole thing when it's finished. Like, it's out and it's done. Like, I don't want to read, like, a chapter at a time, because I'm afraid that I'll tell you things, and then because of, like, because you and I are so close, versus, like, if it was somebody that was, like, a beta reader, you'll change something, which totally makes sense, right? And, but I would be like, well, you don't want to read my book, you know? And he was like, I'm excited about reading your book when it's finished, because I don't want to affect your creative process. And, but I do think it's important to, like, validate, you know, the people in your lives, like, creative endeavors. And I think Alex and I are really, really good at that, without, like... You know, we're both good at, like, stepping back and allowing the other person to have their moment, if that makes sense. Like, you know, to shine. Like, both of us are good at that. And, I feel like I know some, like, couples that, like, they compete so much, you know? Like, they're constantly competing, and it's like, what are you competing for? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. You're a couple. You know, you should be supporting each other and working together. I think a lot of couples bring, like, unnecessary, like, drama into their relationships that don't need to be there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I feel like I see that in a lot of relationships, like, a lot of people that are just, like, I think I almost kind of see it, like, this is going to be, I don't know, I do see it, I see it in heterosexual couples, but almost, I think, like, I almost kind of wonder if it's, like, a hormonal thing, like, you know, like, too much estrogen or too much testosterone in a relationship, because I feel like almost with my friends that are in gay couples, I almost feel like I see it more, like, that competition, you know? And I know that sounds stupid that I would say that, but I almost kind of wonder if it's not about something like that, you know? Like, I don't know, I just don't like with Tanya and Eric, like, they don't compete at all. Like, you know what I mean? For attention, or whatever. And I don't mean within each other. I mean, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, I guess. I just feel like I know, that's not true. I do know some heterosexual couples, though, I guess, that kind of compete with each other. And Alex and I have in the past, you know, for this kind of idea, like, our competition comes in the form of kind of like this idea of who is right and who is wrong, but we don't do that anymore. Like, that's been a side effect of us in marriage counseling, is that we just don't really argue like that anymore. We just don't play into those games. We were actually talking tonight in our marriage counseling session about how, you guys want to see what it looks like in Indiana when the sun's coming up. Look at that. So pretty, isn't it? We always fly out at this time in the morning, and so, like, it totally reminds me of, like, being at the airport, like, you know? But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, we were actually talking about that in our marriage counseling session tonight, about, like, how far we've come, like, you know, in our marriage of, like, where we're at now. And our counselor was like, well, where do you think you were when you came in here? And I was like, I think we were, like, at a 6 or a 7. And Alex was like, yeah, I would agree with that. And he was like, then he was like, well, where do you think you are now on most days? And I would say, I think most days we're at a 9, you know? And so we were talking about, like, how to get to a 10, like, from a 9 to a 10. And the thing is that I think in reality we were probably more in the back of the day. I would say on a daily basis, in all honesty, we were an average 6. But we were having some days that were 2s and 1s, you know? And those are the scary days. I think when you get too comfortable with each other in a relationship and you aren't challenging each other to be better in the relationship and you take the relationship for granted, I think it starts becoming very scary, you know? And I think one of the things that I've seen for couples that have been together for a very long time is that on the outside looking in, you know, a lot of times they are seemingly, like, very, very happy together, when the reality is that they are very safe, very comfortable, really more friends than anything else. There's no physical intimacy, even though it may not even appear that way on the outside, you know? And they're even past kind of the point of arguing. They don't even really argue because they're just not even really that emotionally invested anymore. Do they love the other person? Absolutely. They love that other person. But are they in love with that person anymore? I don't know that the love would look as passionate as it did earlier. But they can't imagine their lives without that other person, so that now they're dependent upon that person. Well, I was so afraid of my marriage becoming like that, because then I mean, I think that's what happened with my ex and I, even though we weren't together, you know, that long. We were together like 6 years, 6.5 years. My fear was that we were going to end up like that in a safe place again, you know? And I want the passion, I want the excitement, you know, I want all of that. You know, Tanya and her husband have been married for a very long time, and, you know, I mean, Tanya and I don't talk specifics of sex, but I know that they're very sexually active. She'll say, you know, like, she'll say stuff to me, you know? I mean, she's never crude about it, but, you know, and she'll say to me, you know, like, Eric is still I still look at Eric and I think he's the hottest man on the face of the earth, you know? I want to feel that way towards my husband 20 years from now. And I think that a lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that we don't feel that way. Look at the moon over there. It's beautiful. It has everything to do with the fact that we just kind of like, you just kind of like start going separate ways. You know what I mean? And then, like, my friends, like Alex was talking to a friend this weekend, and, like, this couple, like, I mean, I thought they would be together forever, and they're going through a divorce, and he's with somebody much younger, and I'm just like, when Alex was telling me that he had seen her this weekend, I was just, like, baffled. I was like, I cannot believe this, you know? And, I just think, like, to some degree, like, you have to keep it all alive and passionate and, you know, exciting. And I think that's really, really important. And I want that, you know? Back in the day when I was, like, seeing couples, like, for couples counseling, I had this couple that I saw, and they were from another country, and they would, like they fought hard, but they loved hard, you know? And there's restaurants right underneath where my office is, and So they got in this, I've told this story on here before. They got in this like huge fight in the counseling session, and she walked out, and so he stayed like 20 minutes more, and we talked and whatever. And I was like the whole time thinking to myself, like, didn't she drive together? Like, where is she? And all this kind of stuff. And I think I even said something. He goes, oh, she probably Ubered home or whatever. I'm like, he wasn't even worried about it. And so, like, then he, like, you know, left after the session. And I mean, I was, like, really worried about them, you know, as, like, a couple. And, like, I left my office, like, 15 or 20 minutes after that. And I walked down the stairs, and I looked over to the left, like, this one restaurant that was right there. And, they're, like, holding hands across the table, like, staring in each other's eyes. They looked like they were ready to go screw any minute. They were, like, looked like the most passionate couple in the whole town, right? There was, like, no arguing, and I was like, I think it takes a little bit of all of that, you know, like, to make a relationship, a long-term relationship really work, you know? I don't know. Well, alright. Oh, I gotta get gas. Damn it. I am so ready to get some water. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna get off here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.